going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to go over the top 5 free safeties in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. Right now, this is your October update. We've been doing these videos usually 2 a week, going over the top 5 players at each position. And this is the first video for the month of October. Some of the other positions that we did earlier in September, like running backs, cornerbacks, and some other things there, we'll be revisiting those towards the end of October and going over new positions that we haven't so far. But this video is going to cover free safeties, and we're going to give you the top 5, but we're also going to give you a couple good budget items as well, cards that are under 100,000 coins. Make sure you let me know down below in the comment section, who are you guys using at free safety, and also what position do you want me to cover next in the next top 5 video. So let's get on into it. Now, this first one, this is a budget item, like I said. It's Nasir Adderley. Now, he was actually in our conversation for the best users in the game. That was a video we dropped last week, and he was one of the budget items for that, and he's going to be a budget item for free safety. This is one of the top cards that was in the game when the game first came out. And I think if you're playing on a budget, it's still a really good option. You can basically get this card for about 30K or maybe even under that. You see there's one posted right now for 28K. And the thing about this card is that he's got a decent height, right? He's 6 foot even, and he's got 89 speed. That's all we're really looking for. The rest of the attributes on this card aren't going to be great. He does have 81 zone, which isn't amazing. Obviously, earlier in the year, it was a lot better. But we're really just looking at speed when it comes to this card. Speed and the fact that he is really cheap. So he's a good free safety budget option, but also a good budget option for a user. Next item up is 87 overall flashback Minkah Fitzpatrick, and you can find this card for under 100K as well, roughly about 60 to 65K, which I think is a pretty fair price for what he can do. 88 speed, so he's one less than the Adderley card we just took a look at. But look at the coverage stats. Man coverage 80, that's solid, and then 87 zone, that's pretty good. If you power him up, you're getting him to 88, and if you got the right strategy items, he's pretty close to 90. Some of you can probably get him into 90 speed and 90 zone, which is ideal. You know, if you can get that fast speed and that good zone coverage with a free safety, they're not necessarily always going to give you good hit power when it's a free safety. That's just a bonus. He's got 81 hit power. It's not terrible, but I think for the price and what this card does and what free safeties need to do, it's a really good option if you're on a budget. And the last budget free safety that we're going to take a look at is Micah Hyde. He is 6 foot even. He's a little bit slower, right? So we're kind of trending downward in speed. He's only got 87 speed, but he's much, much better when it comes to coverage. Another free safety zone archetype. And he has 91 speed stock. I'm sorry, 91 zone stock. So you don't even have to really worry about strategy items with this card to get him over that 90 threshold when it comes to zone. Also, the man coverage is not bad at 84. We're starting to see that go up. He is definitely a coverage safety. If you play him on a theme team, he's going to get closer to 90 speed, and when you mix that in with the 91 stock zone, it's a really good item. This one's a little under 100K, so you can find him like in the high 80K range, low 90, somewhere between like 88 and 92K. Pretty good option. I think the top 5 that we're about to take a look at, though, are worth spending the coin on. So if you're really broke and can't afford anybody other than these 3 budget guys we went over, by all means go after them. But I think the top 5 are just going to be leaps and bounds better than the first 3 cards that we took a look at. So coming in at number 5, and if this was strictly based off of the cost of this card, I don't know if this card would make my top 5, but when we're talking about ability and just actual attributes, it's number 5, Trevon Moehrig. I mean, he's been a favorite and one of the best cards in the game since day one, since Rookie Premier's launched. I feel like this card is starting to phase out a little bit, but it's still worth mentioning. Basically, because he's 6'1", he's got 90 speed. Again, he's a free safety with the hybrid archetype, and he's coming in with 86 hit power. The coverage stats balanced, 81 man, 81 zone, but we would definitely like to see that zone way up there. We just took a look at Micah Hyde and Minkah Fitzpatrick, and though they were a bit slower, their zone coverages were way, way better than 81, and you definitely want to have solid zone coverage on your free safety. So, again, I think just because of the hit power speed combination and him being 6'1", it's worth putting in our top 5, but the pricing is a little unpredictable. Now, as far as abilities go, I'm going to tell you the same thing for all 5 safeties, even the budget guys. you're just going to want to put Acrobat. I mean, Acrobat is king when it comes to this game on defense and defensive backs. You can, put flat zone KO, mid zone KO, even medium route KO on this card aren't bad, but at the end of the day, Acrobat is the go-to move. Let's take a look at his pricing. A little tough to, calculate or tell you what you're going to find him at, mainly because this card it's not in packs, right? It was a rookie premier card. All you could do is get it from a set or buy it off the auction house. So every day that goes on, you're going to see just random prices. I mean, somebody, I don't know if this is accurate or not, and my face cam's blocking it a little bit, but somebody actually paid 505,000 coins for this card. At least I think they did, unless it was somebody buying coins doing it. But price is a little up and down. 165K on PlayStation, 124K on Xbox, and on PC you're looking at 251K. So I would stay away from this card. If you already have him, he's still good money to have on your team, but I wouldn't go out spending on this card because there's better options out there for either equal to or less the amount of coins that you can get at free safety. Next up is Larry Wilson. This is the Team Diamond 90 overall card, and I think for the price of this card and what it gives you, definitely worth it. We saw Moehrig, who has 91 speed but only 81 zone. Well, if we take a look at Larry Wilson, he's got 89 speed. He's 6 foot, so it's only an inch shorter there, and he comes in with that 90 stock zone. He's got 80 man coverage as well. 83 hit power, not terrible, right, for a free safety, especially a zone archetype there. So this card I think is a little slept on and underrated, and for the price that you can get him at, I think it's a pretty good one for a coverage safety. Now, those are the attributes. As far as the abilities go, we'll take a look at them, but as I mentioned, Acrobat is the move. You can get 3 abilities on this card, and the power up, by the way, is really cheap on this card, so if you don't complete the Cardinals Team Diamond set to get them, you can just go out and buy them. We'll take a look at his pricing, but the Team Diamond power-up card for Larry Wilson, last I saw, was like 2,000 coins. So really, really cheap if you do want to power him up as well, and you're going to get him at a very affordable price. He can also get deep zone, deep in zone KO, deep out zone KO, flat zone KO, mid zone KO, medium route KO. So a lot of the different zone and KO type of abilities, but at the end of the day, I'm still going with Acrobat. And as far as pricing goes, about 150K on PC, on PlayStation running right around 165K, and then finally on Xbox about 152K. So I think if we're taking a look at Moehrig versus Wilson, I'm taking Wilson all day because he's only -1 speed, but he's much better in coverage and he's much, much cheaper. Next up, in number 3 on our list, is Roy Williams. This is a legend card, 91 overall. He is also 6 foot. I think this card is pretty similar to the Larry Wilson that we just took a look at, in that he does have 89 speed, which I think was the exact same, 90 zone coverage, same, 80 man. I think Wilson's man coverage is a little bit better. The only difference that separates these two cards, other than their price obviously, is that Roy Williams has good hit power. So if you can get 91 hit power from a free safety who has 90 zone and 89 speed, and he's 6 foot or taller, I mean, it's just going to be a good and usable card. Another zone archetype for Roy Williams here. Only thing that's different, like I said, between the last card and this card here is pricing. So you are going to have to spend a little bit more, and the question is that more coin that you're going to be spending, is it worth just for really hit power is the only difference. But he can get Deflator as another ability that you did not see on any of the other safeties we've seen so far. All of the flat zone, mid zone, all that stuff is there. Acrobat's there, of course. Let's take a look at pricing, and when it comes to Xbox, this card is about 229K, on PlayStation about 243K, and then on PC about 210K. So you're gonna have to spend more here versus Larry Wilson. You're gonna get more hit power for your coin. If I still had to pick between those two cards, and I'm factoring in the cost, I'm still going with Larry Wilson over Roy Williams. Coming in at number 2 on our list of the top 5 free safeties in MUT 22 for the month of October is Team of the Week, Mike Edwards. This is a really, really good card. He is a little bit shorter than all of the other safeties we've taken a look at, so 5'10". I don't think it's a deal breaker when it comes to a free safety, but very, very well balanced. Another zone archetype, if you're not surprised there. I'm kind of surprised we're not really seeing hybrid here on his archetype. 91 speed, so he's faster than any free safety we've seen so far. 85 man coverage. That's better than any free safety we've taken a look at as well. Budget and non-budget. He's got the 90 zone, which is similar to most of the other ones we've taken a look at, and he also has 88 hit power. So I look at this card, though he is around on the shorter side here, we got 91 speed, 85 man, 90 zone, so really good coverage, and he even has 88 hit power, which is pretty good, right? So as far as abilities go, you already should know by now. I'm just going to tell you to use Acrobat. So let's go ahead and just skip on up to the pricing. Now this card fluctuates in price a little bit as well. Sometimes you're going to find it in the high 200s. Sometimes you're going to have to spend in the 300s. So I would be patient if you're going to go out and buy this card. But roughly about 283K on Xbox, on PlayStation 272K, and then finally on PC we're looking at about 284K. And number one on our list, and maybe no surprise to you guys, is Sean Taylor. Once again, another zone archetype for a free safety. Now he is 6'2", so I think he's the tallest free safety that we've had on our list so far. 91 speed, so he's going to match Mike Edwards as far as the speed goes. And 91 hit power is going to be the best hit power that we've seen out of all the free safeties in this video. The only thing that is a little concerning, and I wouldn't even say it's concerning, but I just need to point it out here, is that his man coverage is below 80, so he's only got 77 man, and his zone is below 90 at 87. The reason this card is number one, though, is because, listen, it's Sean Taylor, right? He's a mutt-go. I think for his price, he's cheaper than Mike Edwards. He's not going to give you the coverage that Mike Edwards is giving you, but he's going to give you more height, more hit power, and I think overall this is a better user card as well. Last week we dropped our top 5 users in MUT 22, and this card made that list, and I think it's still the best free safety in the game. As far as abilities go, same thing, Acrobat. He's got all of the other things. He can get Deflator because of that 90 plus hit power. And then as far as pricing goes, you know, cheaper than Mike Edwards. So 245K on PC, 261K on PlayStation, and on Xbox about 241K. I think his power up is pretty fairly priced as well. Like, you're not gonna have to, you know, blow the bank on his power up. It's well under 10K. I think around 6.5, 7K on PlayStation right now. So Sean Taylor, our number one free safety right now in MUT 22. My guess is we'll get some more cards that'll be coming out through the month of October, and probably early November or late October we'll drop another update specifically for this position. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.